EURUSD, gold, they have been pushing up higher, and this is why. Guys, welcome back to another Daily Market Outlook. My name is Fabio, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. This afternoon, we're going live here for the New York session, so stay tuned for that. Now, EURUSD is pushing up higher, and this is why. As we can see here from the daily and the weekly perspective, we are primed still for further upside. Overall, on the weekly time frame, and I've been talking about this all week long, we can see that we got a push down, a retracement, and then another push down, and now a break up higher above this blue dotted line, which is your weekly fractal high. Okay, guys, so then we made a retracement all the way down in towards the lows, in towards a fresh area of daily demand here. So that fresh area of daily demand was situated inside of this candlestick over here. We had equal lows positioned right above it. We take out the equal lows, we tap into that demand zone, and boom, V-shaped reversal back in towards the highs. Now, a lot of people have been looking for shorts, but I was convinced that we were pushing up higher, and this is why. Here on the weekly time frame, first of all, we were fractal bullish. Also, in addition to that, we saw what? We saw a liquidity grab here on the weekly. Then, since then, we've been pushing up higher. Now, yesterday, very interesting price action where we can see that the overall market was evolving into a range. As we can see over here, the market was trading at the 25% level. Therefore, again, I was interested in looking for further upside because here on euro dollar, the market has been consolidating in light of the uncertainty surrounding those tariffs. But now that the tariffs are kind of becoming priced in, we're seeing a little bit cleaner price action. We've built up a lot of liquidity above the range highs, and now we're looking to take out that liquidity. If you look here at the 4-hour time frame, we have a beautiful descending trend line here in towards the lows. Again, a lot of traders were looking to sell from this area of supply here, which did in fact make a little bit of sense here, selling on this bearish candlestick over here. But then we can clearly see that the market just pushes up, and there's one more reason for this. Now, before I dive into that, let's just have a quick look at the news, because we can see that there was red folder news yesterday on the dollar. Inflation numbers came out better than expected, and this initially caused the dollar to push up higher. That's why also yesterday you could see here this big fat candle in towards the downside, just simply grabbing more liquidity and tapping into what? In towards a 4-hour demand zone. So we tap back down in towards this area of 4-hour demand, and then from that 4-hour demand zone, boom, reversal in towards the highs. This then becomes your area of demand over here, this 4-hour sell before the buy again. And now I'm looking still for further upside continuation towards overall this previous weekly high, this one over here, which still has not been taken out, and where liquidity lies above. And we also have this previous high from last month as well, with the overall target, of course, being on the weekly time frame. And if we zoom out, being this little bump in the road that we have over here, because still this is the overall impulse down. In the impulse down, we have a little bump in the road. In that little bump in the road, that is where liquidity lies. So now I'm just looking for liquidity to get taken out, potentially. Then after that, looking for either further downside or just following the internal trend up higher again. Okay, so that's what I have for the higher time frame. Now, a lot of you, of course, want to trade the lower time frame. For myself, I am looking for two potential long positions. Long position number one will be inside of this sell before the buy over here, where we're currently situated inside of. I'll then drop down in towards the 1 hour, and then on the 1 hour or the 15-minute time frame, I'm going to be looking for a trend shift and then the upside continuation. So we need some lower time frame order flow to be created in order to be able to look for longs. Okay, so we need like this, and then this to create a new area of demand inside of that 4-hour area of demand. Or what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking for potential for the longs once we take out this low over here. So the low of this range that I just drew in. So here, the previous daily low, let's see if we can take that out and then look for a reversal in towards the high. So these are the two long positions that I'm currently looking at for EURUSD. Now, all you need to do is just look for that lower time frame confirmation to provide you with that longing opportunity. Now, the dollar index itself saw a push further in towards the lows. Yesterday, with that inflation news, we pushed back up exactly, guys, exactly in towards the yearly and monthly open. Just going back into the news real quick, we can also very clearly see here that Trump is saying I might sign reciprocal, if I'm not saying it correctly, or reciprocal tariffs today. The market is not really reacting to this as much anymore as it used to. So tariff news seems to be calming down, and people are looking at the actual fact itself once again. Now, something interesting came out yesterday, and that is that Trump said, I think we're on the way to a peace deal with Russia and Ukraine. Obviously, a lot of traders and investors and funds and whatever banks saw this as bullish for the euro, as the euro is a little bit, again, a step further away from another potential war war, and this is also good for the overall European economy, because the European economy is very dependent on the gas prices at the moment, and that is causing a lot of inflation here in Europe. So they want Russian gas, but since the war, Russian gas has not been accepted anymore, so the Europeans are paying a premium for gas, and this is causing inflation to rise, which again in turn is not being very beneficial to the euro overall. But overall, that's why the dollar is dumping at the moment. So yeah, from a technical perspective, still it makes a lot of sense to push down lower here on the weekly time frame, inside weekly imbalance, weekly change of character over here. So a retracement in towards the highs, and now we're just looking for further downside push, looking to obviously target this overall liquidity low over here. But the initial target still stands here for the dollar. At the moment, we're just seeing a short-term bullish reaction, in my opinion, to this third trend line touch. Nothing too serious here. We have like a 1, a 2, a 3. Very often you'll see kind of like an initial reaction, getting some buyers in before then again selling off. So looking for a potential sell-off once again, either from this liquidity high over here in towards the downside, or from this overall supply zone in towards the downside. But I'll be looking for some lower time frame confirmation for that. Again, as well, remember what I mentioned in this entire week. As soon as we break this low over here, I have my bearish confirmation. Boom, boom, boom. As simple as that on the dollar. So still looking for further downside, just this trendline liquidity that is currently being built up, in my opinion. Going into AUDUSD, AUDUSD itself is very consolidative. I can keep on analyzing this, but it's been the same all week long. To be honest, very tough pair at the moment. Here we had a liquidity grab, then we had a shift in structure up higher. Now still looking for further upside. However, we can see here on the 1 hour time frame that the market is consolidating already since last week. Here we can see that this is the Monday open, this dotted line, and pretty much if we look at last week, this is Wednesday last week, and today it's Thursday, right? So you can see the market is just stuck, no trading this at all. There's nothing really to say about AUDUSD. Obviously, I'm still looking for some further upside. What's now happening is pretty nice in the sense that, again, we're liquidating some lows. So I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere soon we see some bullish reaction again. But yeah, I mean, overall, when the market is that consolidative, stick to the higher time frame. And the higher time frame here overall is kind of telling me that there's still liquidity positioned or free or available above this blue dotted line. So still waiting for that high to get taken out. Could we still push a little bit down lower? Yes, we could. But then I'll just be looking for some more longs on the lows. Going into GBPUSD, GBPUSD also looking for further upside. It has now tapped this yearly open level for the 4th time this year. Look how strong that yearly open is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously, as I have mentioned all week as well on GU, it is extremely consolidative, very similar to AU, where we have a range. So yeah, overall staying out of GU as well. But I am favoring a potential long very, very soon. Where is it going to happen from? I am not sure. Could happen from this area of demand over here, or we take out the liquidity itself, and then I'll also be happy to look for a further long position. Again, I'm doing this analysis on the 4 hour, but with these kind of like higher time frame biases, just go into the 1 hour, go into the 15-minute time frame, and then just look for your confirmation. So for example, here on the 15-minute time frame, wait for that lower retracement, then just wait for the order flow to shift, and then look for that potential long position. Okay, as simple as that, to be honest. But overall, we're now at an area of resistance. Yearly open as well, so it doesn't make sense to go long from here. So wait for a little bit of more bearish or bullish confirmation, before looking for any longs. Maybe you could even take a short-term short position, but overall I am staying out of this, as to me it is very, very clear what the market here is doing. It's just consolidating over here. As you can see, let's just take the immediate range without looking at this kind of like layout. We can very clearly see here 25% mark support, 75% mark resistance. So do you want to be buying here at the 75% mark? Obviously not. So GU is not respecting anything, to be honest, at this point in time, but it should break out very, very hard, very, very soon. And I think that today's inflation numbers, which are coming out once again, so we have PPI, we also have PCE coming out, all related to inflation. These should push the market very, very soon. Now, moving on into NZDUSD. NZDUSD, again, very similar to AUDUSD. First of all, here from a daily perspective, consolidation overall, right? We can very clearly see this. As long as the tariffs keep on being the talk of the town, we are not really expecting any changes. Here, liquidation of the low, still looking for liquidation of the high. Going into the 4-hour time frame, then we can see again very, very ugly price action. Been looking for further upside. What happened yesterday was again very, very clear to me, because we can again very beautifully see that the market caused a liquidation event in towards the downside, just came down a little bit lower, again near that yearly open price. Now ultimately for those longs, what do we need? We need to liquidate this internal low and then again just see some further upside. This monthly open level here is also acting as a key level of support and resistance, so I'm going to be looking for some further upside again as soon as the dollar is ready to push down lower. I'm not really interested in any shorts, to be honest. Yeah, more interested in longs. Obviously here you could say this is like your 1 hour demand zone, but then again there's no liquidity in the overall push up, as you guys know, so therefore it's not very strange that we're now liquidating this low. Let's look if we can liquidate that and then look for some lower time frame confirmation for some potential buys again. A lot of liquidity resting above this trend line, and I'm looking to take all of that out very, very soon. Going into gold last of all, gold was a no-brainer. Again, very, very bullish on the higher time frame. I think that is clear for everyone. We tapped in towards that daily imbalance yesterday, and then from there we've been shooting up higher as expected. Again, a retracement pretty much exactly into the weekly open that we had over here. Now going into the 4-hour time frame, what did we see? We saw a beautiful liquidation event. Remember at the beginning of the week I mentioned we have this demand zone and we had this demand zone. Obviously this demand zone has been playing out. Overall, we had a 4-hour change of character after breaking this doji candle over here. So that for me was bullish confirmation. I then went into towards the lower time frame, and I'm now just following the overall 1-hour trend. Again, what I mentioned yesterday still stood. We saw that downtrend here push up, retracement, push up again. So overall, still looking for further upside. This is the chart that I drew in yesterday when the market was still trading over here. So a nice long already played out. I shared it in Discord, link in the description down below. But now simply said, just looking again for further upside continuation. So we're now just forming a new area of consolidation once again, to then look for another long position. So let's just wait for the market on the lower time frame to shift bullish, and then we'll just look for another long, because here we have accumulation, distribution, accumulation, distribution, accumulation, and we're just looking for another distribution now. But for that distribution to happen, what you need the lower time frame confirmation. So now what we're replicating here is this clean move down, or this clean move up, and that's now happening in towards the downside. So now let's see if we can get kind of like some slowdown and then again some bullish confirmation. So we just need to see, like, this is now your supply that is in control. So let's say we need to see a tap in towards there, another push down, tap, tap, and then we just start breaking the order flow. And then we start seeing this again, where we then form a new area of demand, and then that demand zone will then help us kind of like get in on the over order flow, and then we can start going long again. But obviously it's not ready yet. Waiting for that to develop, not interested in shorts. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic trading day, and leave a like and subscribe, and speak soon.